Is in Osafo coming up. Family of 26-year-old lady allegedly shot dead by her police.
Yeah, protection. Soybean, and more number boy Soybean, I jump police for bear 3 bian a patrol, and castle Mijamba patrol team Puba patrol Hakaka Kramaya and Kebepe. Because still no, you save Wahakra.
Representatives of individual bondholders withdraw from the Finance Ministry's technical committee set up to deliberate on solutions to the debt owed them.
The main thing is, as we're saying, government is not dealing with us in good faith. What it is that government hasn't shown enough basis for its claim that it doesn't have money to pay.
Also, opposition National Democratic Congress confident of annexing the Kumawu parliamentary seat in the upcoming by-elections.
Because they are afraid. Now look at the way they are moving into the constituency. They've done nothing at Kumawu. Now they are making Kumawu roads. That's shameful of them. So if the late MP hasn't passed, will they?
And later, Association of Soybean Farmers and Aggregators in the Northern Region call on the government to immediately lift the ban on exportation of the produce.
Farming. I have nuclear farmers under me, and over 60-70% are women.
Many thanks for choosing us. Let's settle for the details of our stories. The family of the young lady who was allegedly shot dead at Doom by her boyfriend, who is a police officer, is calling for police protection following the arrest of the prime suspect. The family is alleging that some unidentified persons stormed their area on Sunday night in a suspicious manner, which compelled many of them to abandon their homes. They fear the persons could be linked to the suspect, hence they are calling for protection. Citi News' Bureau Chief for the Middle Belt, Edward Opomafo, reports.
The family members of the deceased, Victoria Dapa, also known as Majwa, tells Citi News the police inspector, who has been arrested about a month ago, had an altercation with the deceased and threatened to kill her and kill himself if she does not marry him. Speaking to Citi News, an aunt of the deceased, Ya Amankwa, stated that the deceased indicated to the police officer that she will not marry him since he's already married with kids.
Na akwa statement ne say o wayere o ma wonan to bi a wayere de wontimi ne no entina na chankona ne yire kuno nti yire no anu wo no na akwa ne say won de obi a wayere de ompo bi a wayere opo obi a woni yira won ne ebebobra.
The family has also dismissed reports that the deceased was promiscuous.
Na bia onya basabasa onya kra wo pa adwuma ne kioso kra ni oko Togo kofan yema mpaboa ntare oba so sa atonensa ntima adwanya obi a wo yahye woni opadwuma pa na obi ehu de ye ya asa kwa odi ni muhye ne sanbesa no
de ya omokeka ka wona chi nyina no bibia nu a famu ba akokrampo eya me wo faase no odo o matisi nsem bebre ebisi ɔyɛ adwaman ɔbɔ adwaman akra no to say nipa de owu di a obia ka de ɔpɛ ɛfa ho ba akra no nte sa.
The family has, however, welcomed the news of the arrest of the police officer who is alleged to have committed the act. They are thus calling for an expeditious trial.
Oh, you say that IGP as a pa. Indeed, the person say, "O ma, some was saying, basa, and your free case, Wayen, Yenibi, or for them not down to."
Following the arrest of the police officer, the family is also calling for the arrest of a friend of the deceased who was not answering the police officer's calls.
No, police and friend and going there and go on.
Sabia on ne police in the show.
I am so one night. I show, okay, be a day, extra. One night show, one night show came to me a day, a massa. Say, please, no friend, my John, and one day, one course and can get enough of my friends say, oh, Ramatias, Kamajon, Quang a day, and go on.
Another major concern the family wants authorities to address is for them to be provided with police protection, as they allege that some unidentified persons visited their area in a suspicious manner on Sunday night.
Bad boys, Langard, phone, Sanko, phone, Bina, Ebia, Minim, the Sabia police, no, Namu phone, Sanko, phone, dia. Tableau, Mr. the money now, Munina,
bedtime,
almost, my friend say, 9 o'clock more. 9 o'clock more. But anyway, we are in one guy, 70 and na you hano. Satam no so hobby.
Dear na most suspects and I didn't present paying for it.
Simple for your man, I say. See, an idea. It's an idea. I can't see no. Yen save. Be bear to me see. O my son's watching an idea. You need a behind Canadian say, here protection. Here protection. Say, bien. A more number boy say, bien, I jump police for bear 3 bien a be a patrol. And castle major patrol. Team Pobe Patrol Haka Kramaya and Kebepe because still no, ye save Wahakra.
The police officer who is alleged to have committed this act is expected to appear before the courts later this week. For the family members, they are calling on relevant authorities to ensure justice is served in this matter as early as possible. For Citi News, I'm Edward upon Marfo, Kumasi.
From the Ashanti region, let's go to the Western region, where following a disruption of power supply that allegedly led to a fire outbreak that destroyed about 7 households and other properties in the unlocked community of the Shama district in the Western region, affected persons have made a passionate appeal to the government to come to their aid. Citi News' Akwasia Jayanim has more in this report.
Shama Anguna Beach, a fishing community in the Shama district, has suffered over the years with tidal waves, which has destroyed several houses over here. But today, the sadness that has actually engulfed the community is not the usual tidal wave suffering, but a fire outbreak believed to have been triggered by an electricity supply line here. And as you can see, these are all remains of structures that have actually been burnt over here, as you can see from these iron sheets. I'm told by residents over here that they have lost several properties and they are hoping that the electricity company through the PURC would actually come to their aid to see to what has happened here.
On Friday 21st, we are 2 o'clock. Now, lighty, mama, papa. Yen bibia shele sisi ya jina hade kwampo yen hwe yen sika bibia chese ya sisi wa hade kwampo yen hwe ekubi wa hade yetu village service loan association sika wom ye 4500 ni nyina ahye mini mo ba manifo na ye adwuma sika mekaji wo bank me de botu dem ho ni nyina ahye chese yen hwe nti ye hia wono bo ankasa mpanyifo bi mo ba ba hwe obo chiche pictures na ade ba odu kwenu yente hwe.
On Friday my books, my uniforms, my textbook and my materials, all my school items has been met, and I was not in the house before, so I'm pleading for people to help me to go to my school.
The fire started in the town, and this building was roofed. It was the kitchen of my wife, and then the fire engulfed, and then everything got burned down. As you can see, those cooking utensils, they were all destroyed by the fire.
So I have with me an eyewitness from a neighboring house who also had a portion of his window also burnt to tell me exactly what he saw.
I the one who saw the fire, and I started shouting. That's why my voice also go low. So before you come to pour water on the first house, then you jump to the another house. Then I'm also in the other house, third house, helping them before somebody come and tell me that my own also catch fire. So before I run to my room, it's helping and other people also assisting me. So we are pouring the water, more water. It started burning the partitions and the blankets inside the rooms. There is no support.
Meanwhile, the assemblyman for the Anlo Beach, Samuel Bolu, on his own, upon hearing the incident, has actually come to the aid of the community. But he thinks the electricity company and other responsible institutions within the Shama district must actually come in with a better support to the people over here.
I heard the incidents on Friday. I quickly rushed to the place, and then when I came to see my people, I mean, most of them, their entire belongings has been destroyed. As an assemblyman, you know, I can't do much, but I've been able to provide 5 bags of rice and 5,000 Ghana cedis, at least to keep them a bit moving till other institutions come in. On this note, I really want to also appeal to the Citi, because the incident was really triggered by their installation. So the electricity should definitely have to come to their aid.
With the Electricity Company of Ghana being accused in this matter as having played a role in the fire outbreak over here, what has it got to say about the sufferings of the people?
In the coastal areas like this place, when there are strong winds, sometimes it affects our lines, where you get some of them marine, which obviously may lead to some sparks. It's unfortunate that the roofs were touched, and that led to it catching fire and spreading to the other buildings. It's unfortunate that the people had to lose their property in this manner, and we are assuring them that we are going to work on it. Because it's a natural occurrence, we will send it to the appropriate quarters for them to decide on issues related to compensations.
For Citi News, I'm Akwesi Ejenim. Shama Anlo.
President Akufo-Addo says despite the numerous challenges that has characterized the implementation of the free senior high school policy, it remains one of the biggest interventions within the country's educational sector. And Akufo-Addo says the policy has broken barriers in many homes and society. There's more in this report.
Ghana, in the year 2022, won the right to host the 2023 World Book Capital, an initiative from the United Nations Education, Scientific and Cultural Organization, UNESCO. The initiative seeks to encourage reading among all, especially children. Statistics available indicate that millions of school children across the African continent are out of the classroom. This, President Akufo-Addo says, prompted his administration to introduce the free SHS in Ghana. He says the initiative has so far allowed 2.5 million school children to be in the classroom. Anado urged parents to cultivate the habit of reading among their wards, adding that reading among children help them acquire more knowledge.
Recent joint UNESCO and African Union report suggests that although many countries in Africa are taking giant steps to ensure inclusive and quality education for all, too many children are still being left behind. At the primary level, the report suggests that 1 in 5 primary-age children are not in the classroom, while 6 in 10 adolescents are out of school due to several interlinking factors. Again, 58% of upper secondary level age children in sub-Saharan Africa do not attend school. This is a scenario that is completely unacceptable. The government of Ghana, recognizing the need to address barriers to access, equity, and inclusivity in all aspects of societal life, has taken several noteworthy actions in the provision of more schools and STEM centers across the country, the introduction of adaptive curricula at all levels, and improving the quality of the teaching profession. Government has also implemented digital solutions that are helping to promote an inclusive, just, and sustainable society.
Director General of the UNESCO, Audrey Azoulay, says the World Book Capital Initiative seeks to protect publishers and authors of books by helping improve their fortunes.
I'm very happy that some of the diplomatic missions here in Ghana took the initiative to translate in their national language the work of classical Ghanaian authors to make them better known around the world. And it's precisely to develop this potential of initiatives that UNESCO is working hand in hand with Ghana to better support authors and artists. I'm pleased to announce that we will soon step up our efforts with a new program to strengthening intellectual property in order to protect artistic freedom and the remuneration of authors. And this reflects the fantastic
The Individual Bondholders Association of Ghana has withdrawn its participation from the technical committee set up by the Finance Ministry to find solutions to the debt owed individual bondholders by government. The technical committee set up in the early stages of the domestic debt exchange program was asked to reconvene to find ways government and the bondholders can come to an agreement. But the Individual Bondholders Association of Ghana says it does not serve the interest of the bondholders. The following report has more.
Since February 2023, government has failed to pay coupons and principals on domestic bonds in excess of 1 billion Ghana cedis. After a series of threats from different individual bondholder groups, the Finance Ministry directed the technical committee comprising leadership of the individual bondholder groups and the Finance Ministry formed in the early stages of the domestic debt exchange program to reconvene and work a way forward. But the Individual Bondholders Association of Ghana has withdrawn from the committee because, according to its convener Martin Kwebu, the deliberations seem not to have served the primary interest of the bondholders, which is to access their locked-up investments.
The main thing is, as we're saying, government is not dealing with us in good faith. What it is that doesn't have money to pay. You see, we are all citizens. Government is accountable to citizens. But you can see government in this case is not interested in accountability because government just came up that there is no money to pay. It hasn't explained how. Government has explained how this at all, because you have to be able to show the books, especially in view of the fact that government has not been consistent in its communications throughout this process of the domestic debt exchange program, and the failed promises and everything. So you see that at the end of the day, government doesn't have any goodwill. Government cannot be trusted. So based on its past conduct. So coming for it to just say there isn't money to pay, it's not convincing enough. Of course, there are other ways. It shouldn't call us a technical committee that is stillborn. Yeah, so we can still engage. As we said, we want government to show us the books. Where has the money gone that government says there's no money to pay? So that can be done without the vehicle of this technical committee that is currently being...
There's been a suggestion for government to convert principal payments into treasury bills while paying coupons as and when they are due. Martin Kwebu, however, disagrees with that suggestion.
Basis for the claim that it doesn't have money to pay. You see, yes, I admit the budget is a projection. But if you look at the budget, from everything that we've done in terms of the projections, the estimates, things we want to spend and the rest, you can see that the budget itself makes provision for the payment of the coupons, etc. in the same budget. Then when it comes to the principals, we've suggested that government cuts down some projects. And that is something that all the seasoned economists have said. So Professor Aite, Professor Botkin, Professor Dr. Sibe Yebua, and Dr. Marcus Sibe Yebua, University of Ghana. You can go on, Said Boachi, you can go on and on and on. They all agree that government must do massive cuts.
You're still watching the Citi Newsroom on Citi TV. Still ahead. Opposition National Democratic Congress confident of annexing the Kumawu parliamentary seats in the upcoming by-elections. We'll bring you the details shortly. Do stay with us.
Smiles are one of the most important things we have. Globally, 1 in 2 children suffer from cavities. Pepsodent with maximum cavity protection repairs tiny holes before they become cavities. Because every smile matters.
This is the neighborhood I'm having my twins.
The very reason is to contain all of us. Alphabet City. Now I'm a landlord. I don't pay rent. And my Airbnb business is booming.
To me, Pamini, bank and I'm not Alphabet City. The pension pay me 20%. The payment plan, I want to share my just very smooth.
This is a healthy place to raise our families and creating peace. Come on, be my neighbor.
Alphabet City, the ABC of Home Sweet Home.
Alphabet City is a classy and peaceful gated community in Sakumono. We have 24/7 top-notch security and high-quality access roads. We have 3 bedrooms and 2 washrooms, 3 bedrooms and 3 washrooms with boys' quarters. We have 3 bedrooms and 4 washrooms. We have 2 bedrooms and 2 washrooms, all with beautiful kitchens and kitchenettes. Call Alphabet City on 0240-111119 or 050-44-99999. Alphabet City, the ABC of Home Sweet Home.
Plus is a fully skimmed evaporated milk. Creamy Plus is available in a shop near you.
This message has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
You're welcome back. Now, the National Democratic Congress has vowed to do whatever it takes to win the Kumawu by-election. The Ashanti Regional Chairman of the NDC, Augustus Nana Akwesi Andrews, tells Citi News the NDC has a better development track record in Kumawu than the NPP, and as such, they are not perturbed by the election of a parliamentary candidate. Our Middle Belt Bureau Chief, Edward Opon-Mafo, reports.
From the death of the Member of Parliament for Kumawu, Philip Basua, both the New Patriotic Party, NPP, and the National Democratic Congress, NDC, have been making frantic efforts to boost their chances of winning the by-election, which comes off on May 23, 2023. NS Yao Enim has won the internal elections organized by the New Patriotic Party in the Kumawu constituency ahead of the by-election and is thus the party's parliamentary candidate. There is also an independent candidate who was second in the 2020 parliamentary polls and is seeking to win the seat this time. For the NDC, although historically the Kumawu constituency has been a stronghold of the NPP, they believe this is the right time for the NDC to win the seat. The Ashanti Regional Chairman of the party insists the various developmental projects initiated during the NDC's regime put them ahead. Augustus Nana Akwesi Andrews says the NDC already has a candidate and thus they have intensified their campaign in the area. He also accused the government of only constructing the roads within Kumawu because of the by-election.
As you all know, we have our own parliamentary candidate who is going unopposed, and we are ready for the seat. This seat I'm going in as I'm going for election 2024. That's going to be my benchmark, so I'm very determined that we are going to pull surprises and we are going to take the seat. Do you know one thing? Now the MPP is afraid of us. Now they are saying that we are sponsoring an independent candidate. Whatever I have to do to win that Kumawu seat, I'm going to do it. And as we are talking now, we have men at the grounds. We've gone there several times, and the NDC is united now to face MPP 2024 and this by elections.
What makes you so confident?
Oh, you see, we've been on the ground because they are afraid. Now look at the way they are moving into the constituency. They've done nothing at Kumawu. Now they are making Kumawu roads. That's shameful of them. So if the late MP hasn't passed, will they do that road? And as we are talking, when we are going to Kumawu, we have a lot of things to say. We've done hospitals, we've done schools, we've done water project at Kumawu. Major development in Kumawu constituency was being done by the NDC. They've done nothing, and now they are afraid. And as I'm saying, we are going to this elections for boot. We are going to take the Kumawu seat. We are winning because now the delegates are descending now. They know what they want. Nobody can deceive them again, because when it's by election, they start pumping money into the constituency. Now the people of Kumawu are asking MPPs that since 2000, what have they done? When they resume power, they've done nothing. Even the hospital that John Mama was putting it up, it's now that they've seen that there's pressure on them, they want to complete them. They should tell us one single project that was being done by the MPP at Kumawu. They don't have. Now they are afraid. They are running up and down. Look, even this prime minister, they just finished. They are complaining that this is Alan camp, this is Bamia camp, and there's confusion in MPP. But we are united and we are going to this elections. We are going to win.
He further added that the NDC is confident of increasing its votes in the Ashanti region in both the parliamentary and presidential in the 2024 general elections.
We've done it before. You see, last 4 years we had a little about 400,000, but we were able to appreciate to 620,000 people. And as we are talking, the good work that we've done, we are able to organize our polling stations well. Now we have polling stations officers across the region. The constituencies are hungry for power. Our agents are set now.
The NPP has chosen as candidate for the Kumawu by-elections. The NDC is also saying that it has a candidate who is running unopposed, and so that candidate is set. They are thus saying they are very confident of winning the seat, irrespective of the fact that over the years it has been a stronghold of the NPP. From the Ashanti Regional Office of the NDC, I am Edward Oponmafo for Citi News.
Ghana Soybean Farmers and Aggregators Association in the northern region are calling on the government to lift the ban on soybean exportation. According to them, there is a current pile of soy grain stocked in their warehouses due to low demand of the commodity locally. They lament that the situation has put a financial burden on them, as most of them took bank loans to farm. They have thus threatened to reduce the production of soybeans for the 2023-2024 farming season if nothing is done about the ban.
Government, as part of measures to protect poultry farmers, put a ban on the exportation of soybeans after farmers decried the non-availability of feed for their birds. Since the restriction, smallholder farmers who are much affected say local demand for soybeans has drastically declined, causing the price to drop from 650 cedis to 400 cedis a bag at the farm gates. The situation, they lament, is impacting negatively on soybean cultivation owing to lack of funds to invest in land preparation and other farm inputs. According to the farmers, even though they are unable to give a total figure on the stockpiled in the region, however, Alansan Abdul Anjus, a farmer, says he alone has about 40 tons of soybean stock without markets.
We have started farming. I have nuclear farmers under me, and over 60-70% are women who have cultivated soybean, and as of now they can't sell it, yet they are supposed to farm. So how will they be able to manage? It's a setback. You have the produce before you. You have nobody buying it. Or even they are going to buy it, it's going to be at a very low cost, and which will not be able to even meet the production or the amount of money you use to get the soybean. So if you sell it, how will you be able to farm this year? So in effect, this ban has crippled a lot, not only some of us sitting here, but even people who are struggling to survive in their little way.
Speaking at a press conference on Monday in Tamale, the Ghana Soybeans Farmers and Aggregators Association recommended that government lift the restrictions to allow for the exportation of the commodity to avert the collapse of the soya business.
The 7-member committee set up by the government to license exporters of soybeans should be dissolved with immediate effect. Government should without delay repeal the export and import restriction of soybean regulation 2020 LI 2432 and lift the ban on soybean exportation to allow Ghanaian farmers to make money for their labor. If government truly wants to help local soybeans processing companies, government should provide them with funds to be able to buy and make cash payment for soybeans. If government wants cheaper soybeans for local processing companies, government should resource the buffer stock company to be able to buy enough soybeans in the peak season and resell to the local processing companies at cheaper prices. Government should identify farmers on government support and direct them to sell soybeans to the local processing companies. Government should allow individuals with capacity to export soybeans to do so without frustrating them, to enable the industry attract the needed investment. As at now, investors are moving away from investing in soybeans production because of the ban on the exportation of soybeans. By these recommendations, we call on the government to, with immediate effect, allow Ghanaian farmers and aggregators to trade in soybeans without restrictions.
They further threatened the reduction of soya production should the ban continue.
If government fails to heed to our call by 15th May 2023, we will not fight the government, but we will cut down the production of soybeans in the 2023-2024 farming season. This is not a threat, it is just information to the public.
I am Dinah Ngwan for Citi News.
Communities which are negatively impacted by mining and oil and gas extraction have been advised to team up with civil society to bring such concerns to the notice of shareholders of the company. Speaking to Citi News in Takoradi following the alarming trend of negative impact of extractives in the mining communities in Western, Central and Ashanti regions, a technical director of Wakam, Kweku Afari, said beyond the use of the courts, targeting shareholders is one sure way of greeting such concerns addressed. Citi News' Akwesi Anim has more from Takoradi.
According to the Ghana Extractive Industry Transparency Initiative's 2020 Reconciliation Report, a total number of persons employed by large-scale mines was 34,363. Despite the numerous positives that the extractive industry brings to the Ghanaian state, especially in revenue, the recorded negative impact cannot be overlooked. The predominant negative impact, beside the known environmental destruction, is the socio-economic impact on mining communities, as well as abuse of rights of locals, as some mining companies hide behind their licenses secured from central government and its regulators to act with impunity. To address some of these human rights abuses by mining and petroleum companies, civil society watchers of such industries are calling for the use of campaigns targeted at getting the attention of shareholders or financiers of such extractive companies.
Community people have begun to use courtroom litigation as mediums through which they will enforce, they will seek to it that these rights are enforced in law. And beyond that, where they feel that, well, their rights are being violated, but the laws are not protective enough of them, they also have the right in law to demonstrate and to demand that our regulations are made better to ensure their safeguard. Beyond that, also, community people nowadays have also started to do what we call shareholder campaigns, whereby they are targeting the shareholders and financiers of these mining companies to withdraw the support that they are giving to them because their funding activities are leading to pollution of environment, human rights violations, which are against some of the core principles of sustainability through which they get these mining companies get these finance from financial institutions and other shareholders. So yes, these are all measures through which communities are now adopting, where our laws are not protective enough for them.
In addition to this measure, Friends of the Nation and Wakam are taking steps to promote dialogue between extractive companies and communities within their catchment areas. At one of such meetings in Takoradi, attended by officials of mining and petroleum companies, communities in their operational area, and the media from Western, Central and Ashanti regions, a programs officer of Friends of the Nation, Solomon Kusiampofu, told Citi News, the dialogue is key to achieving peaceful and mutual beneficial neighborliness between extractive companies and communities in their catchment area.
Globally, the UN guiding principles, the free, prior, informed consent, and the UN Women Economic Principles enjoins companies to respect the rights of communities in respect of social, economic, political, and also environmental rights, as they also do their business. And it is important that we create a platform for communities and also companies and civil society to dialogue, to look at what are the current right abuses within the extractive industry and how can we collectively address them. Then also listen to the company side to also know what exactly they are also doing from their side to respect the rights of communities and also to be able to ensure that the environment is lived in a sustainable manner.
Solomon Kusiampofo of Friends of the Nation further reminded government and extractive companies of their obligation to respect the United Nations Declaration on Human Rights. On how communities can benefit from any resource exploited from their areas, the Wakam Technical Director urged the government to reconsider community development agreements with such companies.
This is still the City Newsroom on Citi TV. Still to come. Health officials in Bono region urge government to increase funding for the treatment of neglected tropical diseases. We'll bring you the details shortly. Do stay with us.
Can become a house owner.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. You Go Flip, a real estate gaming platform that allows you to play and stand a chance of winning a house or cash or consolidated prizes, such as savings towards a house. Simple and easy to play. Visit www.yougoflip.com. Buy a ticket to enter the game. Wait for the end of the game to enjoy the win. Anyone can win. Flip it or own it. You Go Flip. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Play responsibly, not for persons below 18 years, and gaming can be addictive.
You're welcome back. Now, neglected tropical diseases, including onchocerciasis, popularly called river blindness, trachoma, and lymphatic filariasis, continue to be a challenge for some districts in the Bono and Ahafo regions. About 25 million Ghanaians are at risk of contracting one or two neglected tropical diseases. Government is therefore being urged to increase funding for the treatment of such diseases in the country. City News' Michael Sapongfum reports.
Neglected tropical diseases including onchocerciasis, popularly called river blindness, schistosomiasis, trachoma, and lymphatic filariasis, affects all 16 regions of Ghana, with an estimated 25 million Ghanaians at risk of contracting one or more neglected tropical diseases. Lack of awareness and limited access to safe water and poor sanitation have been identified as contributing factors of neglected tropical diseases in Ghana. The situation is not different in the Bono and Ahafo regions. In line with this, 3 NGOs, Global Media Foundation, Indigenous Women Empowerment Network, Team Africa Aid Ghana, with support from ANESVAD, have launched a 2-year pilot program to help fight neglected tropical diseases in 3 districts of the Bono and Ahafo regions.
And if you look at the statistics, in Ghana, at least over 25 million people are at risk when it comes to neglected tropical diseases. And you look at the government support to neglected tropical diseases is very, very minimal. And lack of awareness is also one of the major factors that is affecting eradication of neglected tropical diseases.
The Bono Regional Director of the Ghana Health Service, Dr. Kofi Amukodie, commended the NGOs for the steps they have taken to support the fight against neglected tropical diseases in the regions.
My utmost pleasure was when they decided to tackle the skin neglected tropical diseases. Because some of them, like leprosy, for instance, come in slowly without you noticing that they are actually affecting you. By the time you know, if it's not well detected on time, by the time you are aware, the deformities that it brings are evident.
The directors of health for Sunyani West Municipality and the 10th district have been sharing their thoughts on the project.
Talking about neglected tropical diseases, we still have some parts of the country that are endemic. Of course, my municipality, Sunyani West, is no exception. We still have some of the NTDs that are endemic in the municipality. You can talk about lymphatic filariasis, you can talk about onco, leprosy. All these are some of the skin diseases that are still present in my municipality. And I'm super excited that Team Ghana with their consortium is coming to support us, critically using the media to get to the people out there, let them know that, of course, if you have an NTD or a skin problem, it's not the end of life, but of course there are services that are there that can manage you, so that we all know that NTD's critical aspect of the fact that is the fact that it leads you to permanent disability. You are not able to go about your economic activity. So once you are able to identify you using the media, of course, it's a powerful tool. Ghana Health Service claim to be everywhere, but the lenses of the media is very powerful. So using them, we'll be able to identify people that are affected with NTDs and let them know that services are available, and also encourage them to come to our health facilities early so that we'll be able to provide the needed support to them. So I'm super excited.
When it comes to neglected tropical diseases, time is no exception in Bono. We have number of cases coming from onco, leprosy, LF, filariasis, all the cases that you can think of. We have most of them in our district. So this projects by the consortium, I believe there are 3 organizations coming together for this project is going to really help us, especially in identifying these cases and then helping them to manage the case, and then we help ourselves to build the district together. So this is very important to me. I am excited to have this project in my district because we would have a lot of opportunities. One, when the training begins, we'll have a lot of people coming on board, and then the advocacy aspect. We are not able to go to the radio or the media to engage our people on how to even identify these cases, but this is an opportunity for us to get to the media and then use that medium to educate on these neglected tropical diseases for people to be able to identify and then report accordingly.
Reporting from Sunyani for Citi News, I am Michael Sapon Inform.
The Chirpane Government Hospital in the Northeast region has received an anesthesia machine through a collaboration between the Member of Parliament for Chirpane and the District Assembly. The anesthesia machine, which constitutes a mechanical ventilator, breathing system, suction system and patient monitoring devices, was jointly procured and donated to the hospital to aid in the delivery of medical services to the good people of Chirpane. Prior to this, patients are usually referred to Saboba or Yendi in the northern region for such services. There's more in the following report by our Northeast regional correspondent, Mohammed Aminu M. Alabira.
Healthcare delivery has over the years been a challenge in the Chirpane district, as the government hospital there was without an anesthesia machine. Patients requiring such services were either referred to Saboba Hospital or Yendi Government Hospital in the northern region. The Chirpane district has a population of almost 10,000 residents. Thus, with the provision of the anesthesia machine, the prospect of improving healthcare delivery is guaranteed. The Member of Parliament and the Chirpane District Assembly teamed up to procure the machine for the hospital. Speaking at a brief handed-over ceremony at the Chirpane Government Hospital, The administrator of the hospital, Mr. Abdul Karim Abdul Rahman, was grateful for the gesture.
So we are very pleased to say thank you for this gesture. I think it will continue to be the topic today, it will be the topic tomorrow, and then generations to come will talk about this. As I mentioned earlier, we will not be ungrateful. Thank you so much.
The MP for Cherpuni, Honorable Tahiru Abdul Razak, acknowledged the relentless efforts by management of the hospital to provide efficient healthcare delivery for the people of Cherpuni.
If you were also more or less behaving like some of us politicians, then up to date we wouldn't have this thing fixed. But actually, doctor told us that he was here to work. Without the machine, he can't work. And then colleagues elsewhere are working every now and then. We always send referral to them as if he's just here to watch the place, not to work. But most of these things actually went to us, and it was painful that someone is here to serve, but what to work with is not available.
The district chief executive for Cherpuni, Honorable Hajia Zuera Nashiro Mada, on her part said ensuring good health for the people of Cherpuni has been her topmost priority.
You know, there was a day the doctor in Saboba called and he was lamenting the white lady. Every small thing we are bringing. I said, no, it's because we are challenged. And once we are neighbors, we should be ready to assist one another. I'm sure when our place is also ready and you also refer here, we will not pass out. But we are working on getting the money. And alhamdulillah, today
enhance the delivery of healthcare services in the district. He disclosed that a blood donation exercise will be organized in May this year to augment the blood bank of the hospital.
And that's it for today's edition of the Citi Newsroom on Citi TV. Do remember that our website, citynewsroom.com, has information on our top stories and more. Subscribe to CityTube on YouTube for more exclusive video content from Citi TV. You can also watch Citi TV on DSTV channel 363 and on GoTV channel 182. My name is Eno Safo. Many thanks for watching.
Another season of the Citi FM Family Consecration is here again. Your family radio station invites you to the 2023 edition of the Family Consecration Service. Let's hold ourselves in readiness as we prepare for a time of divine renewal, visitation, and restoration for our families and loved ones. Join us on Monday, 1st of May 2023 at the Winners Chapel, Ghana, Accra, near the OA Bus Terminal Circle as we intercede and commit our families to God. It's going to be a 6-hour intense moment of prayer time for families from 6 a.m. till 12 noon. Come and let us reinforce the resurrection power of Christ, which ensures career and vows for married couples. The 2023 Family Consecration Service is powered by 97.3 Citi FM with support from Citi TV. As always, the family that prays together stays together.
His favor be upon
Youth fades, love droops, the leaves of friendship fall. A mother's secret hope outlives them all. We love our mothers all year round, but on Mother's Day, we put Mama on a love pedestal and shower her with the affection that she so easily gives to us. This Mother's Day, Citi FM and Citi TV are creating the platform for you to celebrate your mother in a grand gesture with the A Portrait for Mama Promotion 2020. 100 words or less, celebrate Mama for making the most important intervention that changed the course of your life. Your entry should begin with the phrase, "But for Mama." Don't forget to submit your name, Mama's name, and your contact information. Send your entry via WhatsApp on 054-998-6996 and 020-444-7033. You know how amazing your mother has been through the different seasons of your life, and we are here to help you tell it to the world. So send in that captivating story about Mama and stand a chance of winning a spot for her at the A Portrait of Mama dinner event and other thoughtful prizes. Deadline for the submission of entries is 30th April 2023. For more information, please call 020-597-3973. A Portrait of Mama promotion is powered by Citi TV with support from 97.3 Citi FM. Terms and conditions apply.
Mother, a fighter and a lover.
Citi TV is live on DSTV. Go to channel 363. On GoTV, access Citi TV on channel 182. On a digital TV, please press the menu button on the remote control and run a new search on your TV. Take note that without an antenna, you cannot access Citi TV on your television. Citi TV can be accessed on a free-to-air digital box like the GoTV and StarTimes box. Citi TV, it's your world.
Welcome to The Point of View. This is your favorite current affairs show on television. The Point of View on Citi TV. We pick the right topics, we get the right guests, ask them the relevant questions on issues that matter to you. Tonight, it's a mini debate on the state of Ghana's economy, our latest dalliance with the IMF, and what the prospects are for economic transformation. I've picked two men I respect a lot who are bringing to the discussion very important insights from private sector, the financial investment sector, and also politics. They'll be telling us how Ghana can navigate the labyrinth of a 17th IMF